and we don't do that.
Yeah, I was saying we could just be buds, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
I do want to know
if it comes out good, we'll post it. If not,
okay. I mean, I did have some like semi groundbreaking stuff to discuss, but you know.
Oh yeah.
Ethan, what do you got? What are you drinking
for beer? So I have a Matt Root special. Matt.
It was the other half beer. I saw the red can, right?
Yeah, you saw the red can, exactly.
Keep going.
So Matt sent me my my birthday present early, and so I'm having one of those tonight. This is other half, Giant Possibility, and I mean I've never even seen this one, Matt. Is this a new one?
Yeah, so it's Giant is the grocery store.
Oh, the grocery store. That's right. You had mentioned that, I think.
So yeah, you're right at the 2-month mark. So I'm glad you're drinking that now because it's going to be on the edge of its freshness. But they did one with Wegmans, so I saw that, and Giant was like, "Well, fuck, I got to buy this now." So
yeah, it's pretty cool that they did that.
Yeah, I'd say nothing. Right? I don't know. I thought nothing.
For me, it's just a 4, I think.
Yeah, I'd say nothing outstanding, but it wasn't bad. It just was
maybe it might also be the freshness, right? Like you said, we're at 2 months. Maybe when it was fresh, it was a little better. But I mean, it's decent, right? But like, I would say this is a little bit. I would say this is slightly. I don't want to say worse, but I would say this is not quite as good as what I expect as sort of the the standard of other half.
Which is no, you can say that. I would agree, right? It wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't. I enjoyed it, and I would still drink it again in the future. But it wasn't one of those. Was like, wow, like this is great.
Yeah, yeah.
And sorry, it would have been it would have been to you 2 days sooner.
Colin, shut up! You're spoiling it.
It was in my car the night that my equipment at work caught on fire. So I was going to drop it off that night, and I was like, well, that's not happening.
I think you can be forgiven for that. So okay, now I'm seeing God.
You need to refresh it.
Yeah, I'm gonna. How am I this far behind you now?
The sack fly.
Yeah.
I've got the box score up. So
I also want to
gap in right center.
I want to share a quick update before we move on to your beers, because I know that everyone has been waiting with bated breath to find out about my local grocery store and its stocking KC beers, and it's a full-time thing from now on. KC has increased their distribution. They're doing it through Crooked Stave in Denver. And at my local grocery store, there is always going to be a stock of KC. It's going to be rotating depending on what they send out. So basically, my life is complete, and Fort Collins got even better, you know? Yeah. So it's pretty sweet.
Well, and it's good to hear they're doing it through Crooked Stave because I'd say, KC's top tier. They're they're like the SEC Big Ten of, what's like Vanderbilt. Crooked Stave is like they're not really in the SEC, but they're good enough to be up there. Like they do some really good beers, but they're not
and they just beat Alabama.
So that's why I brought them up. Yeah. They're still very, very good. And they had a member berry sour at one point too, just to keep an eye out for. So that's a really good distribution partner. And I will say, the handful of clean beers that Crooked Stave makes are excellent. So. They make, I think, a Pilsner that was just
I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Yeah. Okay, nice.
They're little 12-ounce cans, but
But
awesome. That's good news, Ethan.
Did he get under it again?
Off the end of the bet.
Yeah. No, it's great news, Matt. I was so pumped. Yeah, and I asked him,
"Can I get a gift card to that place for your birthday?"
That's a good question. I don't know if they do gift cards. I'll have to look and see, or I'll tell you the name of it. They also do Sushi Tuesdays where they do basic sushi rolls for $5 or $6. And sushi in Fort Collins sucks. And it turns out this place has the best sushi in town, or at least it's as good as anything. And they run this deal on Tuesdays, so even better. But they also have DeGard and Trillium and Bierstadt Lagerhaus and Cerebral and Outer Range. They have it's amazing. This the beer guy is curating an amazing selection. Yeah. It's what I imagine you would do, Matt, if you were their beer guy.
Well, and he's covering all the bases, right? So Cerebral will do some really good dark beers, like stouts, and some solid IPAs. Obviously, Outer Range is going to be really good on the IPAs. Bierstadt is one of the preeminent lager breweries in the country.
I'm excited to try them. I haven't done it yet, but there are a few that are in stock there. Yeah.
Bierstadt's excellent. Again, really good, as the beer nerds call it, very good crispy boys. Crispy spelled with 2 I's, CRISPI. Crispy Boys.
Love that.
So yeah, that's really good.
Crispy
Actually,
Boys.
that Backacre, that Vermont couple that's now in Denver that makes the sour beer.
That's right.
They brew their wort at Backacre, or excuse me, at Beer Stop.
At Beer Stop. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
What
was the other? It was that you mentioned last time, because I need to make a note of these and remember these to keep an eye out. Backacre and then Floodland, because we were talking about, because it was a collab.
Oh yeah, you won't see Floodland in the store,
right?
But
yeah. Okay.
Floodland's that's up there.
Yeah. Anyways, what do you guys?
Cohesion too. If you see Cohesion anywhere, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think.
we went there. We went there. That's right. Yeah,
we did go to Cohesion. I think I see those in the store occasionally. What do you guys got? Kyle, you got something look pretty sexy.
Resident Culture? Yeah.
Yep. Resident Culture.
Now, what is it, though?
So it's called Motivation of the Heart, which I thought was appropriate for tonight, which, motivation, Aaron Judge. Let's go, baby. Not doing so well, but neither is Bobby Witt. It's very weird.
Yeah. At least he didn't strike out the last two at-bats.
Yeah, that's true. At least he's putting bat on ball. But it's a West Coast IPA, so Toddy got it for me. I just asked her to pick me up anything at the grocery store, and Resident Culture is like low key, probably my second favorite brewery. Like probably my first favorite brewery in Charlotte in terms of the actual beer. Like consistently is always good, and the vibe is pretty good there. But I just have like this special vibe with Legion because that was like the first brewery that I fell in love with down here and everything. But their beer isn't always quite as good, or the selection isn't quite as big and quite as good. But this one's actually pretty good for West Coast because it's got some Citra in it, and everything. So it's definitely got like the juiciness and not what's the word?
Not too bitter.
Piney, resinous.
Yes, definitely not piney at all. And everything because I had one. We just went somewhere last week, and I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head. Dad brain, but it was a super tasting, West Coast IPA. I'm really struggling with words, but I was like, I don't think I've had anything like this since we were in Colorado. Actually, Ethan, when we got those beers at the Rockies game, that beer was like super piney to me, but it was both of us were just like, hey, we're on the West Coast. Like, I mean, you knew you were going to be living there, but you're like, might as well get it. It's a Colorado beer, and everything. I just typically don't go for those type of things anymore. So I just had one recently, and Toddy was like, well, didn't I get you a West Coast? And I was like, yeah, but it doesn't taste like a West Coast. It tastes like a hazy. So I gave it a 4.25. But Resident Culture is great. They had that collab earlier in the year, Matt, when Toddy and I went to the beer fest with Other Half. I think it was something blacktop. And
they probably did. Yeah, they're up there.
Yeah, and I wanted to find one to send one to you, but the bottle shop that I went to, they were like, yeah, it's sold out pretty quickly. Yeah. So, unfortunately, I couldn't find it. But I was like, yeah, I mean, if you're doing collabs with Other Half, like you're doing something right.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a damn good segue because what I wanted to show, and I can't find a better picture. Maybe this will do it. Nope. Oh, it's on my. Oh, okay. Being sold. That's shitty. Big news from the beer world. Ethan, what is one of the things I've told you that Treehouse never does?
They never go to festivals or distribute beyond,
Or they never do collaborations.
Oh yeah, right. They never do collabs, yeah.
Until now.
Oh my God, with Side Project?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
They did a stout collaboration that released last week, and you better believe I was sitting here going, do I need to drive to Massachusetts? Like, oh my God. Luckily, I beat the FOMO. Okay. I did not drive to Massachusetts.
Impressive.
But holy crap, this was groundbreaking. So they mentioned earlier this year, Corey, who's the head brewer and owner of Side Project with his wife, visited, and Corey's like a mercurial, very well respected, but kind of a totem in the beer industry. He's like worshipped and people love him. So if there's anyone to like break through Treehouse's bit of pretentiousness, it's him. But yeah, they did a blend. Really, I think it was a big blend that he did with them in their barrel room, and they came out with Treeside. But yeah, so it's already on My Beer Collectibles already, unfortunately, which means people are selling it already.
Yeah,
which is a shame.
What is the is it going to be like super sweet? Is it going to be like more traditional? Like, have they described it?
Fudgy.
Okay.
Fudgy with bourbon characters. So, which is kind of one of the trademarks of like the side project beers is he's able to get a lot of really rich chocolatey flavors out of his beers. Which, like, oh shoot, if I was thinking, I would have got it. That same guy Corey did a collaboration with Jackie O's in the past called Approbation, and that again, to me, the first time I had it, I was like, my God, this tastes like a stout with Hershey syrup in it. This is amazing, and there's nothing in it but beer and barrel.
Right.
So yeah, it was a big occasion. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's massive.
So I haven't looked up reviews or anything to see how people are liking it. The last time Treehouse had a stout like that, this was hyped. It was like a coffee maple stout. It was called like Good Morning or something. And like they were only doing it in growlers, and people were buying growlers for like $400 of the stuff because it got to the point where Treehouse said like, we're never going to brew it again because this was out of hand. We're never going to do this again. Like, it'll exist in the beer lore forever.
Right. Amazing.
But I've talked enough about that. I'm going to get to my beer. Keeping it up in New England, there's a in Connecticut, there's a place called 12% Brewing, which brews a lot of contract beers for all sorts of breweries, right? So like Two Roads started kind of that model with like Two Roads used to brew Lawson Sipashuntain back in the day. Now a lot of breweries, like if you ever seen the Fat Orange Cat or Decadent or the Timber Ale Project, these are places that may not quite have their breweries together yet, so they brew at this place called 12%. And so this is one from a brewery called Barclay Brewing, called Dimensions of Time. This is number 6. I've got cool 6 label. Through 12. Yeah, okay. It's really, really cool. And this is their barrel age project. So this is 6 or 7 years old. It's a barrel aged imperial stout. Yeah. A good friend of mine in the beer community decided he was getting out of the game. And so he was liquidating his stuff. And so I got his whole Dimensions of Time set last year.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm finally opening it. It's 15% and it's a 22-ounce bottle. So buckle up.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But it's very good. It's motor oil. I mean,
look at that. Holy shit.
Not too sweet. Get a nice mix of barrel and roast in there. Ooh, it's very tasty. The next one, number 7, is the one I'm most excited for. That's a apple brandy barrel aged beer. But
ooh, hell yeah.
There's a bunch of barrels that go, and I'm not going to bore you guys and read off all the barrels that went into this, but So I'm glad to try this. This is pretty tasty, but I've always wanted to make it up to 12%. They brew a lot of stuff. It's kind of like Untitled Art in Wisconsin that does a lot of stuff for other people too. A big kind of contract brewer for a lot of folks.
Hey, I have a question, and we don't need to spend too much time on this map, but I'm just curious if you have a general sense at all. So one of the things I've been talking about a lot with Yulia lately is like trying to drink more NAs, because there was this study recently, right, that came out, and it was, maybe, I don't know if we talked about it at all, but talking about how like that old thing about like having a glass of red wine every once in a while, it's not actually good for you, and how like any amount of alcohol basically is just not good for you regardless, right? And like super depressing, because we both love drinking, and it's not even about like getting drunk. I mean, we rarely have more than one. I don't get buzzed anymore. Like after all these 8% IPAs, my tolerance is way too high. Like I don't remember the last time I got buzzed from booze, right? Yeah. But obviously I just love the drink. I love tasting it. I just, all of that, right? And so now I know that you have a couple of breweries that have kind of ventured. And you mentioned Untitled Art, which is what made me think of it, because we had their NA Juicy a little while back. A friend brought over, and then like Athletic has several that I think are pretty popular. You see them in like bars and stuff now. And
check out Sweat with Stod to get a Athletic promo code. You can save like 10 or 15% off your first Athletic order. Just check out Sweat with Stod on Instagram to get that sweet non-alcoholic beverage. For you can get like a case. You can get like a bunch of money off a case if you want.
Amazing.
Just throwing it out there.
That worked perfectly. I had no plans for that. That was perfect. And then we saw a different one in the store. Actually, that same place that carries Casey, they had a different brand that I just saw that I saw for the first time. I can't remember the name of it. But my point is, Matt, I was going to ask you if you have seen any chatter online, either from breweries or in the beer community on whatever social media or whatever. Are any of the big breweries going to like try to do more with NAs or anything like that? Oh,
it's definitely getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Especially as those pesky little Gen Zers don't drink as much, right? So
right.
Adapt to the taste. And actually, I mean, having gone through a period in the last 16 months where I really couldn't have any booze,
right?
Having a non-alcoholic option was very, very nice. And
yeah.
So, a couple things. There are as many good ones out there as bad ones, and finding I'm curious to think what you thought about the Untitled Art one, because to me, a lot of the hoppier non-alcoholic beers kind of taste like tea. They taste like kind of a grassy tea more than they do a beer, and that's because alcohol serves as a solvent, right? Alcohol. The reason Other Half has all their IPAs at 8 or 9% is because that amount of alcohol helps them get the most hop compounds out of the beer, like out of the hops and into the beer, right? It's a solvent. It's helping you dissolve those compounds. So anyway,
right.
But there are, I mean, you'll find some good ones out there. So Guinness, non-alcoholic Guinness, surprisingly good.
I actually wanted to try that. I saw that was a thing.
I would be very hard to tell in a blind taste test one from the other.
That's cool.
Very good. At the beer fest I'm going to this weekend in DC, Snallygaster, Sierra Nevada is going to be pouring like 3 or 4 non-alcoholic beers. So that's going to be a nice push. I am going to check that out, right? If I need something that's non-alcoholic to break things up, and then you'll see stuff like there's a brewery in Beacon, New York called Industrial Arts that does a really good series of beers called like Wrench. Wrench is their double IPA. It's a gray and pink can. It's phenomenal. It's a really good go-to. Well, they have 2 non-alcoholic beers, one an IPA and one a Pilsner, that are called their Safety Glasses series. Also very, very good.
Okay.
I've got one more in the fridge right now, which is a famous brewery in San Diego called AleSmith that makes a very famous stout called Speedway Stout, which is like a coffee stout. And I've got a non-alcoholic version of that in the fridge right now that I'm excited and scared to try because I don't want it to be bad. But
yeah.
But anyway, you're seeing more and more of that come out now, which is very nice to see. And I was surprised at the options. Everyone's seen like O'Doul's, right? Like Heineken Zero made a big push a couple years ago, right?
Right.
It was nice to see options beyond that were taking some risks to go in and make some more daring styles, right? Like Athletic is probably the leader right now. They've got
I see them a lot.
They've got probably 1 to 2 dozen styles out there now, including their base beers that are I'd say 7 out of 10 times I'm enjoying their beer.
Yeah.
And even when I don't enjoy it, like I tried their Oktoberfest 2 weeks ago because I was curious, and I didn't enjoy it, but it wasn't bad. Like I didn't dump it. I finished it.
Yeah.
It just was like, man, this doesn't taste like what I think an Oktoberfest should taste like.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty good. Like, so I'm still going to drink it.
Yeah. Well, and in that case, it's guilt-free, right? So it's cool. It's fine.
Now you're also seeing like non-alcoholic cocktails and non-alcoholic mixers coming in vogue as well. To the point now, there's even like I just read about it yesterday. There's a bar in Philly that only does non-alcoholic drinks.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you're seeing that more.
Yeah. So this shit is like on the ascent and probably will continue to be. So, if we revisit this topic in another like 2-3 years, we might be talking about some NAs that are like really high quality that we think are as good as, some of these like really good IPAs that we drink on the reg, for instance. Maybe.
It's a growing market. So yeah, you're going to see everyone's
people
going
are going to try because they want to get some of that market, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome. That's really good to hear. Yeah. That's exciting. So Matt, you had some things?
Well, so one was the collab.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And the other is, oh man, Snallygaster this weekend. Oh man, I can't wait.
You're so excited.
The preeminent East Coast beer festival, and they started releasing their list. So, like, if you're like me and a nerd, on Friday, you're probably going to print this list out and start highlighting what you want to hit. And as a VIP, I'm going to get in there 2 hours before anyone else. So
of course.
But I mean, Cantillon's going to be there. Three Fontenay's going to have six really good beers there.
Oh wow, awesome!
Token's going to have a bunch of beers there. Side Project's going to have a couple beers there, including their eight candles anniversary stout, which that's probably the one I want to get to really quick. Trillium and the Alchemist are going to be there, which they don't hardly go to any
amazing
festivals. Then you got like Resident Culture will be there with a bunch. Sarah, which is the other brewery out west, Sante Adarius. They're going to have Saison Bernice, which is like a standard bearer for Saisons. Like I got to go try that. I've had it before, but I want it again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome.
Now the challenge is they don't do 1 ounce pours; they do 4 ounce pours.
Oh boy!
So I'm going to be I have to be very strategic about my water intake and what I'm having and my pacing because
you could get wasted real quick.
Exactly right. Like it's one thing if it's like Great American Beer Fest, which is also this weekend, which does 1 ounce pours because they want the beer to go around. Like you can take 12 samples and be at one beer.
Yeah.
Other half will do that too, just because they're trying to keep the beer, everyone getting a chance to try it. But 4 ounce pours, oh boy.
Would you ever dump a beer?
No, normally I would just throw it back.
I mean, at this place, you're probably going to be having such good breweries at this place. I feel like it's probably unlikely you would have something bad, right?
I mean, just maybe something you don't.
Some of these places,
fair enough.
They may bring something kind of crazy. There was like one brewery was brewing like a pickle saison, and like if I would probably not try that, but if I did and I didn't like it, I may not finish all 4 ounces of that, right? But
fair enough. Yeah.
I was actually surprised. There's a lot of sours that are going to be there. There's going to be a lot of actual sours, but a lot of like pastry sours. Let's put a bunch of fruit juice in this mildly alcoholic beer. So we'll see how it goes. But So maybe I'll call you guys on Saturday while I'm getting.
That'd be fun. And
just make sure Penn State's winning.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Otherwise, Colin's going to be deep in his feelings. And speaking of great festivals, I sent this to Matt.
Yes.
Book your flights to Colorado for February, specifically for the weekend of February 8th, because WeldWorks is doing their 10-year anniversary invitational festival. And Matt, I mean, that brewery lineup was pretty fucking stacked, right? I mean,
I didn't actually look at the brewery lineup.
So Casey, Cohesion, Cerebral, Jester King, Fidens, Hot Butcher for the World, Other Half, North Park. I'm sure you'll recognize a bunch more. Resident Culture is going to be here.
Yeah.
Side Project is going to be here. Trillium, the Vale, Russian River. All of these are going to be out here in Greeley on February 8th. I feel like that's a pretty goddamn good lineup.
Voodoo,
happy birthday to me.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, it's
pretty
list.
Good, right, Matt?
Mortalis, that's a pretty good one. I wonder if they're going to bring Peach or Paralito. Ooh.
So, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, February in Colorado, I mean, it's hit or miss, right? It could randomly be like 50 degrees and sunny and like really pleasant, but it also could be, like 5 degrees and crazy windy and nasty. But I'm pretty excited about that.
I mean, I told Toddy I want to go. The Eagles just announced more shows at the Sphere in Vegas, and one of the shows is on my actual birthday on February 15th. So I mean, we could just make a week out of a West Coast trip there or something, and
that'd be interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Got to talk to Toddy about it. But
I mean, Sam doesn't care about a beer fest, but there is a place in Denver that's got a vegan crab rangoon that she keeps like. She's like, yeah, we're going back to Denver. I want to.
And we have a vegan restaurant in Fort Collins that. Well, I'll be honest with you. It has great reviews. Yulia and I ate there once, and we were kind of underwhelmed. But when you guys come and visit someday, we'll bring Sam there, and she can be the ultimate judge. I don't think they have crab rangoon, but they do. They vary their menu, so maybe they do crab rangoons every once in a while. But in any case, that's exciting about Snallygaster. You'll have to give us the full report on the next pod for sure. Now, I have a question for Carl, but do you guys have anything you wanted to touch on first? Before because I'm be changing the subject.
I mean, I think I've talked about beer enough tonight. Fuck, Live Oak's gonna be there. Ooh.
Are they a big one too? I don't know about them.
Live Oak's out of Texas, and I've always wanted to try them. They're known for their Hefeweizen, actually.
Okay.
It's supposed to be like the perfect Hefeweizen, which is a style I don't normally drink, but I want to try it. So
okay, that's cool.
So
nice.
Anyway, continue.
Okay, so Carl, so everybody, Colin went and saw Trampled by Turtles in Charlotte last week, and it's super exciting because it's the first time Colin has seen them live since 2014 in Rochester, New York. So wanted to hear all about that.
And actually, even before you said that, Ethan, the Hefeweizen reminded me that's where I had the piney West Coast IPA was at one of the right at the brewery that we went to right before.
Oh, right before the show last week. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where it was. Yeah. Anyway, great show. They sounded really good. The venue, so for anyone in the Charlotte area, it's down in Ballantyne, which is technically a suburb, I guess, of South Charlotte. So it's a bit of a hike for us because we're in North Charlotte, about 35-minute drive without traffic, and fortunately on a Saturday night there's not much traffic. But they had so it's right in this like development thing. I don't even know how to really describe it, but they had some special event going on in addition to the concert, and it was just wild hopping. Like, it was crazy. It was really cool to see, so many people out and supporting local restaurants and breweries and, different things like that, ice cream shops. But we were definitely like, holy shit. Like, we didn't have to park miles away, but, we had to, find parking pretty far away. And,
right.
So we got a couple beers beforehand and went in, and this venue is maybe like a year and a half old.
It was like an outdoor amphitheater, it looked like, from the video you sent.
Yeah. Yep. And I know I had texted you guys saying it was similar to Syracuse without being on the water, but I'd like to retract that. I believe it's probably smaller, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say from the picture, probably a little bit smaller, but still, that's a nice size still. Like, that's not bad.
Yeah, definitely a good size. And I'd be interested. I really don't know what other acts have been there over the course of its short lifespan. It was like a lukewarm crowd, and I think that's like really unfair to compare to Red Rocks, which Ethan chooses to forget that I also attended.
That we went last year.
Yeah, which was just last year, so it's pretty fresh in my mind still.
Yeah, I mean, Red Rocks is a special place. It's. I mean, Matt has, I think, been to more venues than us, so Matt could speak more to this. But based on what artists say as well, I think you would be hard pressed to find something that's like Red Rocks. It
Especially
seems to be really special,
like intimate, type place like
right.
that. And, so, I just felt like the crowd was a little bit lukewarm. We had that really funny moment from that video. I mean, literally, this woman came up to us. I didn't know it was going to be the last song. And she's like, are they going to play that song? Like the one that's really popular.
Hilarious. Yeah.
And Toddy's like looking at me, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell her. Like,
Yeah, just let me get my phone out and call Dave Simonette. Hey, you gonna play that tonight?
I'm looking at the set list. Really nice set list.
Yeah.
Really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was a good mix of everything. The sound quality was good. I felt like there as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like I said. I think I was just a little underwhelmed by the crowd in general. Like it definitely wasn't sold out.
Yeah,
There was a lot of room.
That's like Matt when we saw them in DC. You remember that? The crowd seemed to be more there for Mount Joy, who was the co-headliner, and the crowd for Trampled was like very lukewarm. It was a bummer. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole show.
The sound was bad too.
Yeah,
that at that particular show.
I've been back. Sam and I saw Seinfeld there. Which now I got tickets to the late show and we were exhausted and we were falling asleep. But that was much better for a comedian sound wise.
Yeah.
Ooh, so Warren's indoor place, I'm guessing.
A cavernous indoor, like 3 concourse levels that each had, like, it was square in shape and each concourse level had boxes around the square. I mean, the place is built to house as many bars as possible. Now, the redeeming thing was, like, before the show, Ethan and I went out on this bar and got a beer that was right on top of the marquee.
Yeah.
And that overlooks the Potomac River in Arlington. And that was cool. That was fun.
Cool. It's a nice looking venue. Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, we were standing in the middle of the back, close to the booth.
Yeah.
And it
was terrible.
Sounded like crap.
Yeah.
Like, the only song I remember sounding good that night was Repetition. And that's because it's a soaring fiddle part over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that was a real disappointing one. I want to say something real quick too, Kyle, just looking at the set list here. I know people probably don't, maybe Brother Jeremy's going to be the only person who finds this interesting because most people probably don't give a shit about my the evolution of my Trampled fandom. But I just noticed something on your set list for your Charlotte show you just went to. They played Shenandoah, which is a really famous traditional folk song. Mm-hmm. And they recorded Shenandoah on their 2008 album called Duluth. And I think it's the only, other than a Jeff Tweedy song that they did on Alpenglow, because he produced that record, they have only ever recorded stuff that, like, they wrote, except for Shenandoah. So randomly they recorded Shenandoah, other than their covers EP, obviously. Other than the covers EP. But they recorded Shenandoah.
Wildflowers, come on.
Right.
Come on.
I was really hoping for Wildflowers, but...
Yeah. But so Shenandoah, their version of Shenandoah from Duluth, from that record in 2008, is really good, and it's interesting, and it's I won't go into the music nerd aspects of it, but it's actually a little bit different than a lot of renditions of Shenandoah that you'll hear. In any case, when I was first introduced to Trampled in, like, 2010, this was when Palomino had just come out, and one of my best friends in college, who's a huge punk music fan, you guys both have met Joe.
Can I just interrupt you real quick?
Yeah.
Yes, I love Joe. G just stole a bass.
Did he? Oh my God. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I can see the replay, and then I'll get back into Trampled. Oh, that is fucking hysterical. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was worth an interruption. When I was first introduced to Trampled, so Joe told me about them because they were on this, like, punk music website. This umpire sucks. Another interruption. But I was not into Trampled at first, and it was actually when I was listening through to stuff, it was actually their Shenandoah cover that I heard that I was like, ooh, like, this is really cool. I really like this. Their version of Shenandoah was like their first song that I actually got, like, really into, and then my fandom grew from there. Anyways, fast forward to 2019 when I saw them at Red Rocks for the first time. That was my first time seeing them at Red Rocks, and Brother Jeremy was with me. Now, you guys know, Brother Jeremy knows how to curate a good time. So I had the perfect level of inebriation from cannabis and alcohol combined. I was in, like, the perfect mindset. And
hell yeah, Brother Jeremy.
Yep. And they played Shenandoah. And not only did they play Shenandoah, but they brought the producer of that record, Duluth. They brought him out on stage to sing it. And he's the guy who actually sings on the record with Dave Simonette. They trade verses. He came out, he did it live. I can't even tell you, I lost my shit. Jeremy might remember, because I knew as soon as they made the introduction, they were like, we're going to invite our good friend Rich Mattson out. And as soon as they said that, I was like, oh my God, I started losing it. And it was amazing. One of my favorite moments in my whole life. And so, anyways, all of this to say that Kyle, I mean, you wouldn't have cared as much, right? But like, you got to hear them do Shenandoah live. They rarely do it. Like, that's really, really cool. So that's awesome.
And I knew the song because Bruce does a cover of it when he played with the Seeger
Sessions band. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, so I knew it and everything, but yeah, they sounded great. It was a good night overall. We went with two of our best friends right down the street here. You know, got a parents' night out and everything. That's awesome. But yeah, I hope the location isn't a deterrent. You know, being in a suburban type area. Definitely different, but very beautiful and super easy to navigate. You know, I thought it was great. So that was part of why I was kind of disappointed too, because I was like, I mean, people would die to have this level of accessibility to everything that we had the whole time. But
I've seen him at Red Rocks. I've seen him at a 100-year-old theater in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I've seen them at a newer theater in Asheville. I've seen them at the downtown in the city of Cleveland. Like, it's going to be a good show no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now,
good stuff.
My favorite memory is the first time I listened to Shenandoah was probably about 3 weeks after Ethan saw that cover at Red Rocks, because I asked him, like, oh, who's that other voice? And he went to that same exuberant story, and it was good to hear it again.
Yeah.
But amazing. It looks like they covered
awesome.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 albums and a cover.
Yeah, so, and they did several of the songs from the new record, the new thing we talked about with Dead Man Winter, the new kind of double EP thing there, which is awesome. I obviously haven't heard them live yet, but I love those songs, so that's really cool. And they did New Sun, Matt. Yeah,
and
Codeine. That's a nice set list. Yeah, very nice.
No Codeine. Oh,
yeah, no, Codine's there. I see it. Yeah, 6.
Oh, 6.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say I remember it being earlier.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. Damn it! And when I went on that whole spiel, it reminded me of something else that I was going to ask or say, and now I forgot what it was. Was there?
You want to know what Stella's favorite Trampled song is?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Wild Animals.
Really? Is it?
She loves doing the ooh.
That's one of Brother Jeremy's favorites too, so he'll like that. It is. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
I was happy to see they play Victory. That was the one they didn't play at Red Rocks that I really wanted to see. So,
which is weird because they almost always do Victory. It's one of their more popular songs, so it's weird when they don't do it. And it's funny, Kyle, with Wild Animals. So that whole record is not one of my favorites of theirs in general. It's a little mellower. It's a little more sparse, partially because of the producer they used for that record. Good songs, just not one of my favorites. And Wild Animals is like pretty slow. And when that album first came out, I would usually skip that particular track. However, the first time I heard it live, that was when I really loved it, because live it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they did it. It's really cool when they do it live.
Yeah, I got a little video of it too because I wanted to show Stella and everything.
Yeah.
But,
that's really cool that you've shown her some Trampled. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, we were the one day we're coming back from school or whatever, and it came on, and I don't know if she's listening or not, and we get into the driveway, and she's like, "Can you keep the car on so we can hear this song?"
Oh man, that's amazing.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's so cool.
See, that was my experience with my dad, except it was like Boston and Moody Blues cassettes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Which is, I love it because my Moody Blues knowledge has never coming to has never been valuable until my first night with a new trivia group in Cleveland before I moved. And I got the Moody Blues song in 3 seconds. And the guy running trivia said he called it shit your dad likes, I think is how he described. And I was like, yeah, that's about right. Fucking Moody Blues. Which, if you haven't listened to Moody Blues out there, go listen to some Moody Blues.
Nice.
You haven't heard anything like it in your wildest dreams.
I'm assuming that's a reference.
It's a Moody Blues joke.
Okay. That's the content everybody comes here for, so that's really good. Yeah.
Jokes that you have to explain, yes. That they're always, to quote someone I'm very close to, they're always funnier when you have to explain them.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
It's there's the Batman the Animated Series, I think, and the Joker is talking to like Harley Quinn or something like that, and he's like, "The joke's not funny if you have to explain it."
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, Batman Animated Series is on HBO Max, and I've watched like the first 20 episodes, and
I saw that in the news. I think
I missed that so much. Watching
I'm gonna have to watch
WB.
There's a new Batman called Cape Crusader or something. It's an animated on.
Isn't
Amazon
that supposed to be good too? I feel like I was reading in the news.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. And it's already renewed for season 2. It's got 10 episodes. Brother Tim, shout out to him. He'll never listen, but he told me to watch it, and it's the animated series, like when we were growing up, is amazing because I think it does a really good job of action for Batman in a way that like had never been done before. Whereas like this version in 2024 is much darker.
Yeah.
It's
right.
It's realer, in a lot of senses. But
no matter what,
I thought it was great.
Batman will always have a squared chin.
Yes.
He will always be the voiced by Kevin Conroy, and the Joker will always be Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, baby.
Always.
Although the original Joker, Cesar Romano or whatever, is like very popular. Was very popular. I'm pretty sure he's passed now, but
yeah.
But that Mark Hamill voiceover,
yeah.
Well, and also Mark Hamill. So I never even knew this because I'm dumb and I never paid attention until recent years. But obviously, we all know Mark Hamill as Luke and everything. But one of my favorites of all time. One of my favorites of all time, and I don't know if you guys have watched this or not, because we haven't actually. I don't think we talked about it on the pod. But Avatar: The Last Airbender. Have either of you watched it?
No, I never got into it. I have friends who love it.
You must. You have to revisit it. You have to get through the first few episodes. It's one of the greatest shows of all time. It's fucking incredible. Mark Hamill is one of the big bad guys in that show. And, man, he is so good with his voice work. Like, he's amazing. Yeah. So, because I just had no idea when I was growing up. I just thought he was
should be more famous for his voice work.
Yeah.
But because he hit the home run with Star Wars, that's what everyone knows him for.
Yeah.
But yeah, his voice work's incredible.
Because I always think of that in the Family Guy Star Wars. I don't know. Did you guys saw the Family Guy? I mean, Kyle, I'm sure you did. So there's that joke in Family Guy in the first one, I think, the Family Guy Star Wars, where Peter's Han Solo, and when he gets introduced, he says some line about like, I'm Han Solo, and I'm the only one whose career wasn't ruined by this movie or whatever, right? Because Harrison Ford has had a ton of other really famous things, whereas the other actors didn't. But, that's not totally fair. And, like, Mark Hamill has actually had, a really good career on the voice side at the very least, Yeah.
Hey, Carrie Fisher was in Blues Brothers.
And Carrie Fisher, too, yeah. And she was a minor role, but she was in When Harry Met Sally, too. So, but I always remember that joke from that Family Guy bit. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, the laugh that Mark Hamill does as the Joker,
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Like, gives me goosebumps.
I'm going to have to rewatch that. That's really cool. It's streaming now. So, it's late for you guys. We don't need to talk about it right now, but at some point I want to talk about the TV Strike Zone. So we don't need to talk about it right now. We can save it for next time because I kind of want to have a longer conversation. So maybe we should save it for next time. But just to get it percolating in everybody's mind, I want to talk about that because I got some issues with this.
Yeah,
and in general, but specifically with this.
We can definitely save it for next time. We can.
We're only 45 minutes in. I got time for you guys. I always got time for you guys.
Well, but what about Kyle? Kyle's got two little kids.
And for the listener, yeah, it's true.
Kyle might be tired.
I'm disappointed that Stella does not want to take her nap so she can be on the pod. Like,
yeah, well, the craziest thing is Stella might end up being up longer than me today. Like, I mean, I want to stay up for these games, but 5 a.m. comes early. Stella is with Toddy right now. They went to see Simone Biles, and the whole not the whole Olympic team, but a bunch of
the
gymnastics
show.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so they went to that tonight.
That's amazing.
And they're not home yet, but I mean, I could definitely pass out right now, and I just doubt I'll make it through the whole game. But I mean, I'll talk a little baseball if you guys want, real quick.
I'll save the strike zone rant for next time because I'll probably end up talking longer than I mean to, and then I want to hear your reaction. So I'll save that for next time. But if there's any quick hitter baseball things you guys want to do, we can.
Well, I think the quickest hitter thing would just be to say, I mean, we'll see how this Yankee game goes, and the Dodgers and the Padres are just kicking off, but the Tigers have a 2-1 lead, and the Mets just took care of the Phillies. And
poor cousin Greg. Sorry, cousin Greg.
It's a small sample size, and
yeah, exactly.
It's only a couple seasons of it and everything, but I mean, does baseball need to do something about this bye?
The bye team hasn't won a series yet, right?
I think only one.
I don't think they've won any.
Yeah. Okay.
Based on the stat that I saw today,
I thought there was one, like in the history of this format. I thought there was one that they had won, but I can't remember specifically.
The Astros, right?
I don't remember. In any case, it's either like 1 or 0. The team that gets the bye has been struggling.
It's overwhelmingly not an advantage.
It seems
and
like.
So I'm like, is this, how quickly can baseball act on this? First off, like, what does the data say? What do they, what can they do realistically?
I got you. Solution right here.
There we go.
It's going to go hand in hand with what they do. They're just going to add 4 more teams.
That's probably right.
Add 4 more teams to each league in the playoffs?
2 to each league, so there is no bye. Just now the 1 and the 2 seed play the next 2 wildcard teams.
Right.
So it would everybody has to play. But what? So where
like
does
the NBA, right? Like 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Kyle.
Yeah. So I guess like the point of giving the bye was to try to, like, because baseball doesn't have quote unquote home field advantage like football and basketball do. At least it used to be that way, and everything. So it's like, if you're adding the 2 teams, Matt, like, people are already saying the regular season doesn't matter. The regular season absolutely doesn't matter if it's going to be just 1 through 8 and you have to play all 3 rounds, no matter what.
Yeah, because that means this year Seattle and Minnesota get in.
Yeah.
Now maybe they make it like Seattle would have to win 2 games, but New York would have to win 1, right? Something like that, like where.
Yeah, I mean, then you're starting to get like really wonky, though. I mean, I wonder if they could do it. You know how they used to have, like, in the original wild card setup, where, like, if the one wild card came from the same division, they could not play in the division series or whatever. Like, I wonder if there's a way that the matchups could be tweaked a little bit in the first round, like if they went to an 8-team playoff for each league. I mean, honestly, why doesn't baseball just say fuck it and let's be pioneers and just fucking get rid of divisions, get rid of leagues, and just have the whatever many teams, best teams, go at it in the fucking postseason.
I would like
a normal
that.
fucking league.
I would like that.
I mean, just the reason I think they're going to add more teams is because the owners aren't going to pass on an opportunity for more revenue.
Of course. Yep.
But it seems so short-sighted because, like, I think in the long term, that type of shit would make baseball more appealing, right? And more appeal means more money.
Yeah, and I mean, if because at this point the divisional separations, the league separations, it's meaningless because of all the interleague play. Like, there's just no point. Yeah. It doesn't matter. So
in that sense, it's already like the NBA, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah. So, like, at this point, like you say, just get rid of all of it, and then just have the best 16 teams make the playoffs, or however you want to do it. Or if you do want leagues to, like, mean something, then, like, get rid of interleague play or something. Have it so that, like, the American League and the National League literally only play each other during the season, And so there is this element of like strangeness and newness in the playoffs, or at least in the World Series when the AL and the NL play each other or whatever.
Wouldn't that be interesting if they reversed the clock?
Yeah, it would be. I would be surprised, but it would be kind of interesting.
I mean, they got rid of the DH. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like,
you know.
I mean, it wouldn't. Yeah, and so like you're not even talking about exactly going back to what it was, because you're saying, okay, both leagues are evened out with the DH, and there are major league umpires now where there used to be league, American League, National League umpires in each league. So I guess the competitiveness of everything.
With the big doofy hats.
Yeah, Al.
AL, NL.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I mean, like, those are like two really big things, and of course the robot should be here any day in general. But yeah, I think like that's actually really interesting, Ethan. Maybe I'll write a column about that.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't know how much it would actually add or anything, right? But it just seems like, what's the fucking point of having leagues and talking about these separations? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't fix the core problem of what we're talking about. Which
no, of course not. Yeah.
The layoff,
the crapshoot of the playoffs.
seems to actually be affecting the better teams.
And then also, like, what's the point of such a long season, right? I mean, Joe Paz has been writing about it a bunch, so I'm sure it's fresh on both of our minds. Like, what is the point of a 6-month-long 162 game season if you keep devaluing it by changing the playoffs? Like, it doesn't really behoove a team to try and have, like, a division winner or a league winner if it ever went that way, if they got rid of divisions, whatever. Like, it doesn't matter if you win 100 games. Like, you don't need to try to put that team. You can just try to put together a team that wins 88, 90 games, and then you just somehow try to get hot in October. Like, I don't know. But there is something, there's a weird situation now where it doesn't feel balanced, I guess, where it's like, we have this super long season, but now we're having longer playoffs that are more of a crapshoot. And it's like, I don't know, nothing. It's almost like nothing matters anymore a little bit,
Well, everything's made up and the points don't matter. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, a little bit like that.
Yeah, and it plays into the hands of the owners too, because then they can say, well, like, why do we need to spend top dollars if we only need 85 wins to get into the tournament? And you could do what the Tigers are doing right now, and you're one win away from the ALCS.
Yeah, you just put together a decent looking team, and you hope that you win 88 that year instead of 82. Because 6 games, I mean, 6 games is a fucking crapshoot every year. Like, a lot of luck will decide 6 games, right? So
I mean, just look at the Marlins last year.
Exactly.
They crapped out in the playoffs, but they were essentially what the Tigers were last season.
Yeah,
and I'm sure you can go back every single, maybe not every year, but most years, especially with the expanded playoffs, the Soto stare down.
Yeah, he did do it. He did the stare down. He's so funny how he does that. Is he showing them like, hey, I'm better than you, I have a better eye, or is he being like, you're a little pussy for not throwing me strikes? Like, I don't.
It's probably both.
Yeah, it's really funny though.
Hey, while we're talking about that, you guys hear the latest Soto rumor?
What was that?
They're the Blue Jays are apparently rumored to be making a 15-year offer play to Soto, and also re-signing Vladdy.
Wow. I mean,
it
would be cool to see. I mean, Toronto is a huge city. Like, it's a big fucking market. It would be kind of cool from just an overall baseball standpoint to see the Blue Jays actually act like it, and to be like, here's 2 huge, massive contracts for 2 of the best young superstars in the game. Like, that would be really cool. I obviously would not like seeing Soto in a Blue Jays uniform, but like, that would be interesting. I would kind of respect them a little bit more. I would respect their owner a little bit more for being like, let's fucking try something here.
Yep.
And I think that was part of it. Like, they're so between missing out on Shohei and then the terrible season this year, they're gonna they're saying they're gonna throw around a bunch of money, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, my last thing, and then I'll let everybody get away from us. I wrote a column about this, and I've been thinking a lot about it, and we'll kind of see how it plays out. Next time we podcast, we'll have a result one way or another. but Jazz was in the news for his comments, about they got lucky, quote that he gave, and I've looked at the quote so many times because when I was writing the column and everything, and I was just trying to figure it out. I honestly think, and I have not heard many people say this, so I'm curious what you guys think about it. I honestly think he was saying that the Royals got lucky that they stunk it up in game 2, not that they got lucky to win the game, which is like the take that everybody's going with.
Didn't he retweet something though?
I mean, yeah, he did tweet, yesterday.
The baseball predictor or whatever.
Thing, well, and that's the thing. Like, even if his original intent, was what I just said it was, he definitely took it in the direction of like, yeah, they got lucky to win a game, type thing. But I'm just like, it's so weird. I don't understand it. I don't understand why it's big. It's kind of like the Manny Machado throwing the ball, at Dave Roberts thing. Like,
blown out of proportion.
Are we really? Is it just because it's the playoffs that we're really like reaching for these storylines that like have no juice behind them?
Yeah, I wonder that. Yeah, I think that's right. And also the thing with Jazz, Kyle, remind me or correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure part of that quote was he specifically talked about like we missed opportunities. Like he specifically
it was right before that.
Yeah, like he specifically talked about how like we didn't do what we needed to do. We didn't execute. We had runners on base and we blew it. So they got lucky because we fucking blew it. And it's like that doesn't seem that controversial to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep. But I like that. I mean, I like that he, I like hearing somebody with a little bit of opinion, with a little bit of swagger, right? Like, there's a place for your Jeters and your Judges, and your Kevin Stefanskis, if we talk football, as Joe Paz always talks about. There's a place for the people who just give you the fucking cliches over and over again and literally no information. That's going to happen. That's part of it. But we also need people like Jazz, and I don't know, for whatever reason, like AJ Pierzynski is coming to mind or whatever. We need people who are actually gonna,
What?
Oh my God! What the fuck? Is Booney gonna go out there and fucking scream at this guy?
Oh.
What did I just miss?
A horrible check swing call. Judge checked his swing. It was close, but he did not go.
Well.
So,
boys.
One last thing as we're talking about it, like, there was an article out there, and I need to find it and send it to you guys, but basically it was Judge's postseason stats since the Fenway boombox incident.
Yeah.
And since that point in time,
it's bad.
It's pretty bad. It's really, really bad.
I mean, he got a good piece twice tonight. You just didn't get all of it, but.
But I mean, I'm looking at the one like, oh shit. Is this like a new fucking Curse of the Babe or something?
Yeah.
Curse of the Boombox? Like, premature, yes. Scaring me, still yes.
Yeah, there's time. We'll see.
I think we lost Colin. I think he's got to go.
Where did he go?
Little boy's room, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe. Well, I thought we were about to end it, but...
Me too. I just wanted to sneak one more thing in.
Yeah.
Before we are... lame as shit.
Right, exactly.
We have beaten fewer ranked teams than Syracuse.
That's right, exactly. He's missing all. I mean, this is terrible. Where is he?
Yeah.
What is Penn State ranked this week? They got to be like top 5 now,
top
no?
10, yeah.
I mean, I thought they were like 7 last week.
They're fourth. They're fourth or fifth,
now.
depending on the poll.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Still have only beaten one ranked team, though. I mean, Syracuse has beaten 2 ranked teams. So.
Kyle McCord.
Yeah, Honda McCord. Yeah,
Honda McCord. Did he write anything in the chat? Should we just end it, or should we wait
have
for
this
him?
Power? Like, can we?
I don't know. Colin always fucking runs this. It feels weird to end it without him. Yeah. He's in charge. I mean, he's the fucking producer of all of this. There he is.
Yeah.
He's the deputy commish. Are you back? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
We were going to end it, but we didn't think we could end it without you because you're in charge.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, okay. So we were right.
What about Judge?
Matt.
Oh no, we were
The
trash talking.
boombox.
Oh, since the boombox, his stats are very bad.
Yeah.
Very, very bad.
Yes. So bad. Did you guys do your shout outs?
No.
No, I just trash talk Penn State a bit.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, I think they're gonna handle business, but as always, I'm worried.
I mean, I do have a shout out for a coach that hit a coaching milestone, but I don't know if I should, based on some social media comments that were made. So I don't know, but I mean, if that coach hit like a great milestone, that'd be really, really cool, and it'd be like, I mean, a good achievement. Like you coach that long to get to that number of win, like that's a big deal. But fucking Eli Manning, don't even know why he's on the Hall of Fame ballot for a career 500 quarterback. But why don't you go and induct Rex Grossman too while you're at it? So
amazing.
Does Rex Grossman have 2 Super Bowl MVPs?
He made it to one.
Yeah, he made it.
Not the same.
Oh man, that's good shit. That's really good.
All right, boys. Well,
Nice.
This has been a interesting episode to say the least.
Yep, we'll see what feedback we get, if it's terrible or if it's amazing.
Yep.
Oh,
All right,
man.
boys. Well, we are.
Yeah.